y'all, I'm Dr. Nicole Lowe and I am reading the Rural Communication Guidebook. Let's get started with the foreword. If you're reading this, you are already a rock star. You are. I am eternally grateful that you recognize the value in investing in rural politics and for your willingness to step up, do hard work, and help create the world you wish to see. Running for office was never something I envisioned for myself as a first-generation college student raised on an intergenerational farm. Could not have grown up further from politics. Fueled up by the determination to create a better life for rural people, I could no longer turn a blind eye to politics' detrimental role in rural people's health and well-being. I love systems thinking, and I thought that if I were state senator, I could create the most significant change. So I campaigned hard in a massive, almost all of South Central Iowa, rural Senate district for over 500 days. Unfortunately, I lost. Losing sucked a lot. I knew that ultimately I would be okay, but would rural communities and families? I know how much my rural family struggled, and I don't want that for anyone else. The policies that rolled out in the next state session and federal sessions made me feel like a human punching bag. Just when I thought I couldn't get punched any harder, I did. I wanted so badly to remain politically engaged, but I realized that post-election, self-care was the only form of activism I could handle. It was rough, folks. On my journey to move forward, I reflected on my race. I realized that I was trying a top-down systems approach to change. If I'm at the top, I can create change. However, my campaign style was all about the ground game. I knew I would never be able to out-fundraise my opponent, but I could out-ground game her, and we did. Even though I lost, we still had wins. We outperformed other Democrats on the ticket, including the presidential candidate. I received the highest compliment when told by lifelong Republican voters that I would be the first Democrat they ever voted for. So although my campaign aligned with what I knew at the time, I realized that change begins with the people, and my approach to systems change did not align with this. Then it clicked. If I'm going to create a systems change, I need to focus my energy and expertise on strengthening the base as well. If we strengthen the base, we strengthen the top. I've done the legwork and taken candidate trainings like candy. I can tell you that Democrats are quickly falling behind because they don't know how to effectively campaign in rural areas. I left almost every training thinking, I can't do that, I can't say that here, that won't work in my community. Not because I'm scared of hard work or won't do what it takes, but because their approaches run counter to dominant rural values and culture. I spent my campaign translating and changing my messaging to reflect my community. I was asked all the time by Democratic volunteers, Nicole, how do we talk about this? I spent a surprising amount of time with Democrats discussing how to frame issues and how to engage with rural voters. Then came the second click. I need to share how to communicate and frame issues for rural non-Democrats. There's a good chance you may disagree with my approach or feel triggered by my perspective. That's okay. There is some tough love in here, but don't shut down or rage against me. Keep your mind open, marinate on what I'm saying. We will have to get uncomfortable and change if we want Democrats to start winning again in rural areas. We can be radical in thought, but we have to be incremental in change. We have to meet folks where they are, not where we want them to be. I grew up rural, I live rural, I ran rural, I moved the needle. This guide will help you understand how you can be part of a movement that engages more effectively with rural folks. My life's work is to improve rural women's health. I became a nurse, got my PhD, ran for office, and wrote this guidebook for rural women. I believe that if we get the right people in office, when the tide comes in for rural women, all the boats will rise. And if you want to hear more of the Rural Communication Guidebook, become a subscriber and follow along. Thanks for listening.